Hey guys, how's it going? It's Michael here, and this video might turn out a little bit scattered, but I think the focus is gonna be a kind of update of what I'm doing here in Vietnam. And I talked about this a little bit in not my last video, but an earlier video. I posted about my life update. If you guys watched that, I said I've been in between jobs. So I went to Vietnam about a month ago, and being here for a month, what has been going on? What am I thinking to do with my life now? I'm just gonna give you guys a little update. So yeah, it's been pretty chill being here for the past month. As I said, I've worked in China before as an English teacher, and the perks of working in China means that you can save up a good amount of money, because teaching English there pays pretty decently well. So I've saved up a bit after working there for a couple years. So I've been at this point in my life where I can kind of afford to just chill for a bit, where I don't need to rush to find a new job. You know, I'm not really in that survival mode that a lot of people might find themselves in when they're kind of new in their careers. I guess if they have just graduated recently, they might have to work to keep the bills paid, kind of living paycheck to paycheck. So luckily for me, I've not been in that situation since saving up some money in China. And that's actually made a world of difference in my, I guess, mental well-being in these kind of transition period between jobs. So let's see. Sorry guys, bear with me. I knew this video was gonna be scattered, but I just kind of want to give you like an idea of like how this transition period has been between jobs. So I've technically not been at work for about 4 months now, I guess. July, August, September, October. Yeah, 4.5 months I have not been at work. And the plan was to be off of work for only 2 months for my summer vacation, and then to go back to a new teaching job in China in September. So I was gonna have 2 months off and go back to work, but near the end of my summer vacation, I got a message from my company in relating to my Chinese teaching job, saying that my new placement was effectively canceled because of some kind of agreement that was not reached. I don't want to go too much into the details, but basically I did not have my teaching job anymore for September, which was a bummer, because, you know, I kind of like to have a routine in my life, and, you know, some kind of stability in my life with my schedule, and I wanted to stay on track with my career. It just felt like the mature and responsible thing to do at this point in my life was, you know, to keep working So that kind of messed up my plans to, do the responsible thing. So what did I do? I decided to just go to Thailand to, do some job hunting and chill for a bit. Thailand is a nice place to be. It's very chill place. People are laid back. It's very affordable. So I decided I would go there, do some job hunting. But the problem with Thailand was that I have a proclivity to smoking that green herb. And if anybody knows what smoking the green herb is like, let's just say it can kind of destroy your motivation for, work. And so it kind of messed me up because I was supposed to be focused on my job hunt, but I couldn't focus. I couldn't get things done, basically. So yeah, Thailand, that 1 month in Thailand that I spent was kind of a waste of time. I would say I kind of wasted a month doing nothing and not being very productive. So I decided to come back to Vietnam because I find it easier to focus here. It's not, the green herb is not legal here. So it's not as easily accessible, which is a plus. So yeah, I've been here for a month, been a little bit more focused. I've been uploading YouTube videos, as you guys can see, which has been a nice kind of hobby for me, a nice way to put my mind to creating something, some kind of, this is like a creative outlet for me in a way, just, something to do that feels productive. So yeah, it's been a month, and I have accepted kind of an in-between teaching job here in Vietnam. Of course, the salary is not the same as what I had in China, because of course I'm in Vietnam. You can't really expect them to pay Chinese salaries because, I guess Vietnamese companies, maybe they don't have as much of a budget as Chinese companies. But anyway, that's the money is besides the point. I decided to take this job just to, have something to do in this in-between phase of my life. As I said in a previous video, I love teaching. I don't really need money right now to survive, but it's nice to have that income as well, just working. I'm not dipping into my savings every month. I'm gonna be mentally engaged in what I'm doing again. So yeah, that's kind of what's new. I'm gonna start that, the training for that very soon. So I will be here, I will be working. Let's see what happens next. I'm still thinking of going back to China to work because it's very tempting to accept a job offer from China. They pay well. The opportunity is good. They put you in a good work opportunity when you're in China. If you're somebody like me who is doing a PGCE, like a teaching certificate, and you want to improve your teaching skills, how can you turn down a job offer from China? It pays well, The schools are like modern and brand new, and everything is state of the art. You're being put in a position where you have a real teaching opportunity in a really like good and like setting, technology wise. The culture is going to be an adaptation that you need to make. But I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm drifting a little bit again. But yeah, I might go back to China. But for now, I've accepted this, in between job in Vietnam, which is nice. So that'll be good. And I guess I feel very good that I'm not in this survival mode anymore. So that's kind of like the next point I'm trying to make here is that it's really good to not be living paycheck to paycheck, basically. Mentally, it's like a game changer when you are not in that survival mode. When you have a bit of money saved up, it gives you like this buffer of like time where you can think of what you actually want to do next. It gives you some time to think, and it kind of gives you like a rest from this fight or flight kind of mode that you're in when you're surviving, right? So when you're surviving paycheck to paycheck, it's like you gotta grind. You have to stay on so that you can pay the bills and eat, right? And it's very exhausting on the body and on the mind when you're in this constant activation mode. Like it fucks up your nervous system when you're always on and stressed, and you cannot turn off for too long because of fear of not being able to pay your bills, right? So like it really kind of like blows my mind that some people, they cannot control their spending habits and they're living paycheck to paycheck, because that kind of like fucks up your system. Why would you put yourself in that mode where you're constantly like grinding and you cannot take a rest? So anyway, yeah, it's good to get out of that. It's good to have like 6 months of, at least I would say it's at least 6 months of living expenses saved up is really good to have. If you can have more savings than that, like a year or two of living expenses, then that's even better. The more you can save up, the more you kind of give yourself this buffer of time where you can just chill and slow down and think. And why do you need to do that? It's very important for your mental health to slow down, to be present, and to really figure out what's next, right? So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm not really rushing anything in my life right now. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna have a different mentality going into this new job, because I'm not doing it for survival. I'm doing it to keep busy, basically. It's gonna be different. The feeling is gonna be less stressful and more about how can I enjoy this job. and enjoy this time that I'm having while I think about my next steps in life. So anyway, the video is now getting a little bit long, so I'm gonna end this here. Thank you for watching, guys. If you made it to the end of this video, please like, comment, subscribe, those kind of things to help me out. And yeah, again, thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.